Now, let us resume our video lessons again. Engineering Mechanics, Problem Set 2.4, Solution to 2.42. In Problem Set 2.3, we discussed equilibrium of concurrent forces by applying Lami's theorem, right? Means if there are three forces concurrent at a point, or if there were more than three forces, we reduced them to three forces and we applied Lami's theorem to find out the different forces and the angles. Now, in problem set 2.4, it will be the procedure that we will be adopting is different. It is called the projection method. Means we will split a given vector quantity to rectangular components, one along the x-axis and the other along the y-axis. So, and we'll try to solve it. So, the statement goes like this. Using the method of projections, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant R of four concurrent forces. So, these are the four concurrent forces F1, F2, F3, F4 passing through this point, the origin of the coordinate axis in the plane of the paper, shown in figure A, and having magnitudes F1. F1 is 1500 Newton, F2 is of 2000 Newton, F3 is 3500 Newton, and your F4 of 1000 Newton. Right, so very simple. If you look at the diagram, F1 is making 30 degree with positive x-axis, F2 is making 45 degree with negative x-axis. Now, this is your F1. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. This angle is given as 30. So, if you drop a perpendicular from here, this is the projection of the force F along y-axis. And this is same thing as this, and this is the projection. Projection means, so this is the component of F along x-axis. So if you take cos theta, cos 30 here and cross multiply, you will get this. If you take sin 30 and cross multiply, then you will get this. So given this angle is theta, this component along x-axis will be always F cos theta. If you consider this as theta, then this will be always equal to your F sin theta. Means the side facing the angle, this side, that is same thing as this, will be always in sin term, and the side adjacent to the angle will be always in cos. So the component of F1 along x-axis will be F1 cos 30, the component of F1 along y-axis will be F sin 30. And similarly, the component of F2 along x-axis will be F2 cos 45, that will be negative to this side. Means that will be opposing the cos component of F1. The cos component of F2, which will be to this side, will be opposing the cos component of F1 to this side. Or you can say this will be opposing this one, because we don't know the magnitude. If this is more than this, then this will be opposing this one. If this is more than this, then this one will be opposing this one. We'll find out later on when you find out the magnitudes. And your F1 sin 30 will be to this side along positive y-axis. And similarly, your F2 sin 45 will also be along positive y-axis. Means they will be added up. So that is what I have explained. The component of F1 along a positive x-axis is F1 cos 30. No need to find out now. The component of F2 along negative x-axis will be F2 cos 45. That is to this side. Similarly, the component of F1 along positive y-axis. The component of F1 along positive y-axis will be F1 sin 30. No need to find out. We'll put it in a scientific calculator. And the component of F2 along positive y-axis, the component of F2 along positive y-axis will be F2 sin 45. Now, uh, F3 and F4, their numerical values are given. F3 and F4, F3 and F4 are given numerically, but the angles are not given directly. Means this angle is not known, this angle is not known. Right. So let us assume this angle is alpha and this angle is beta. We can find out easily. Now, so I have redrawn the diagram for you for F3 here. If you look at this and look at this, this is your F3. Let this angle is alpha. So this will be also alpha, the alternate angle. That is what I have shown here. Let this is angle alpha, this angle is therefore alpha. But it is given this length is 3 units and this length is 2 units. So if you take tan alpha will be over 3 over 2. So alpha will be tan inverse 3 over 2. So alpha is found out. So this angle is found out. That is, this angle is found out. Now, so alpha is equal to tan inverse 3 over 2. If you put it in a scientific calculator, comes out to be 56 degree 18 minute 35.76 seconds of arc. So now F3 is known, this angle is known. So the component of F3 along the negative x-axis will be F3 cos alpha. F3 cos alpha, I have put the value of F3 cos alpha along negative x-axis. Similarly, the component of F3 along, that is this component, that is same thing as this, will be your F3 sin alpha. So F3 sin alpha is the value of F3 sin alpha will be along negative y-axis. No need to put the value of alpha now. We'll put it only once in using a scientific calculator to save time. Now let us then go back to the force F4, which is given as 1000 Newton in the question. But this angle is not known. Let it be beta. But here it is shown from here to here is 3 units, from here to here is 4 units. So I have redrawn the diagram for you. Let this angle is beta. So this will be also beta, right? So let me go to the next phase. Similarly, to find beta, the direction of F4 is not known directly. Now, but it is given, this is your F4, this angle is, let this angle is beta, this is given as 4 units, this is given as 3 units. So if you take tan beta here, it will be 3 over 4. So angle beta will be tan inverse 3 over 4. So your angle beta is tan inverse 3 over 4. If you put it in a scientific calculator, this comes out to be so much. This much. Now, this is your F4. So if you project F4 on y-axis, this is the projection of F4 on y-axis. And if you project F4 on x-axis, means if you draw a perpendicular from here to here, will be projection of F4 on x-axis. So this will be your F4 cos beta, and this will be, that is same thing as this. That is, the side facing the angle will be in sine term. So this will be your F4 sine beta. So this F4, let me write it for you, cos beta. This is your F4 sine beta. So your F4 cos beta, by putting the value of F4, which is given as 1000 cos beta along positive x-axis, F4 sine beta, 1000 sine beta along negative y-axis. So we have resolved the 4 forces. We have found out their projections along x-axis and y-axis, and we have found which are along positive x-axis, which are along negative x-axis. So now let us find out the sum of all the forces along x-axis. So I have taken the positive ones first. F1 cos 30 along positive x-axis, F4 cos beta, which I just explained, along positive x-axis. So both are added because they are in the same direction, and we know when two vectors are in the same direction, the resultant is just the arithmetic sum of that. f2 cos 45 and f3 cos alpha. They are opposite to the positive direction of x-axis, that is along negative x-axis. So I have subtracted. So put this whole thing in a scientific calculator. This comes out to be this, and the result is negative. Means the sum of all the forces, once they are resolved into their components, the sum of the x components is along this negative sign along indicates it is along negative x-axis. Similarly, sum of the forces along y-axis. So let us add this much. So this I explained. This is along positive y-axis. This is along positive y-axis. This was along negative y-axis, so I have subtracted. This was along negative y-axis, I have subtracted. So put the value of f1, f2, f3, f4 which is given. Sine 30, sine 45, sine alpha, sine beta. So this comes out to be this much. When I have taken it rounded off to 3 decimal places, so minus 1347.962 Newton along negative x-axis because of this negative number. And we know sigma x and sigma y means the force along x-axis and the force along y-axis, they are always perpendicular, means the angle between them is 90. And we know when there are two vectors perpendicular to each other, one like this, let's say this is 4 Newton, let's say this is equal to 3 Newton. So the resultant, by using parallelogram of law of vector addition, this will be the resultant, square of this, square of this, square root of that will be 5 Newton. So since sigma x and sigma y are perpendicular, therefore the resultant is square of sigma x plus square of sigma y, square root of that comes out to be this much. So this is the magnitude of the resultant. Now another question is, this resultant will lie in which direction? Then we have to look at sigma x. Look, sigma x is along negative x-axis, sigma y is along negative y-axis. Therefore, R is in third quadrant. I will explain in a diagram. Sigma x is along negative x-axis. I am showing it here. Sigma x is along negative x-axis. Sigma y is along negative y-axis. So, the resultant of sigma x and sigma y, considering this and this as the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, if you construct a parallelogram, this will be the resultant. So the resultant is the third quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So resultant is to this side. Now let this angle is alpha, not the previous alpha. Let it be alpha dash. Let me put it as alpha dash. You should not confuse. So your tan alpha dash will be this side by this side, that is sigma y over sigma x. So tan alpha dash will be sigma y over sigma x. We have found out sigma y, we have found out sigma x. Just put the values and take the inverse of that in a scientific calculator. This comes out to be 47 degrees 0 minute 30.20 seconds of arc. I can take it nearly as 47 degree. So this angle is 47 degree. Don't confuse with this alpha. Don't confuse with this alpha. This is the alpha that F3 in the original figure. This I have taken alpha. Alpha is the angle made by F3. Now we have a resultant. So I should not take this alpha. I should take it as alpha dash. Alpha dash is the angle the resultant makes with x-axis. So your tan alpha dash comes out to be this much. So then the actual alpha dash, that is from the direction of x-axis, from this axis, the direction of R will be from here to here, that is 180 degree plus this alpha dash. So alpha dash actual, that is from the direction of x-axis, will be 180 plus alpha dash. So that is equal to 180 plus 47, that is 227 degree from the direction of the positive x-axis is the direction of the resultant R, which is in the third quadrant, right?